the gal who cares for caregivers.
All the caregivers around the world today, it's time to lift you up. It's time to celebrate. Good afternoon and welcome to Connecting Caregivers with me, Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregivers with love, laughter, and lessons learned, which I have more and more of every day. And with us on the board today, we have Bobby.
Hello. Happy Saturday as always.
Happy Saturday. Glad to see your smiling face today.
Good to see you too.
And with us, we have, as always, not in the studio, but with us, as always, my best friend, my co-host, and my sidekick, not psychic, Lynn Thornley.
Hi, I'm smiling also.
I'm glad you're smiling.
It's gorgeous out.
It is gorgeous out.
Yeah, it's breezy and it's beautiful and all is good.
All is good.
Yeah.
All is good. So it's been an interesting week.
Yes.
Because my best friend Tom got his wings. I can't even really see him with wings, but he's there.
Aww.
So on Monday he went to heaven. And it's been a very interesting time. But I want to thank you,
learn
Lynn.
A lot of
always
more lessons, honey, that you'll be able to pass on.
Yeah, but I want to thank you for everything you do for me and for your support and everything, because, you know, like everybody needs a best friend. And if you lose your spouse, you definitely need your best friend. So I just want to say thank you to you for that.
You're welcome, my friend. You're welcome. All right. Tell me about some happy things. Like
our new listeners. We have Danita from Fort Myers, Sylvia from St. Pete, and Roy from Largo.
A gentleman, welcome.
Yes, a gentleman. We get a gentleman in there every now and then.
I know.
But you know what I always say? There's plenty of room around the Connecting Caregivers table for new people. They can listen to us live on AM/FM or podcast on YouTube and Facebook and Apple iTunes and my website.
Wow.
Wherever
I have some good news, too. My sister came back.
That's cool.
She's been gone 3.5 months up in Boston, and she came back and had me to dinner last night and having me again tonight, and I liked it.
Oh, very nice.
All is good.
Sisters are good.
Had a decent meal since she left. Anyway.
Yeah, because I haven't been cooking for you, that's for sure.
No, and you know I don't cook, so
yeah, I know.
It's very good. All right, sweetheart, we'll have a wonderful show, and say hi to Frank.
I will.
Hi, Lynn.
Oh, hi, Frank. Christmas is coming.
Yes, we're going to talk about that today.
Well, you know, they said on the TV, showed all these Christmas lights, and they said with COVID, Christmas will be different, and everything went dark. And I said, not on my watch. I went out and bought more decorations and more lights.
Good for you.
And we're going to have I don't care. That's the happiest thing about Christmas anyway, is giving and seeing the lights.
Yeah.
You know what they say, never let the you-know-who get you down.
There you go. All right. Well, good talking to you. And
thanks, Lynn.
Have a great show.
Hope to see you again soon.
I'll be there in a couple of weeks for sure.
Good.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, baby. So as I said a few minutes ago, Tom did pass away this week. I'm still verklempt. You know, my granddaughter sent me a photo from Germany this morning, and right away I want to send it to Tom. So there's that whole thing with him, because I was actually thinking, you know, I've been with him since I'm 19 years old, longer than my parents. And I was so grateful for the whole experience. And it was kind of, you know, I wanted to try to make the best of every moment. And, well, first let me introduce Frank sitting here because we're talking together. Frank Pascoe is here from Senior Home Transition, and Silver Santa is going to talk about in a little bit. So, you know, all Tom wanted me to do was to sit in the chair next to him and not talk. Ooh, those are like my two hardest things in life, sitting still and not talking.
That's not in your DNA.
And I watched every American Pickers. I can deal with that, but after the 8th time, the same show, and all these putting card together shows, and then these other shows like The World's Biggest Idiots that like smash their faces, and I was like, oh, and it had to be on 24/7. 24/7. I was like, okay, I can do this. Well, it was probably 2 nights before Tom actually passed, and I thought this was the night. And his breathing was really labored, and he was like almost like even kind of unconsciousness or whatever. He's always been in a recliner his whole life. Even when we were married, he slept in a recliner. Wasn't so good, but so I said, well, let me see if I could change the channel, because then I'll know. I changed the channel and he didn't budge. So I put on smooth jazz and I lit some candles and I got some nice cream and I rubbed his arms and I rubbed his legs and talked to him and, you know, trying to help birth him into a new life. And it's all going really cool. I talked to him probably like 40 minutes. And then all of a sudden he sits up in the chair and he goes, why did you change the channel? I said, so I guess it's not today. So you know what? In every experience, you just got to find what you got to find. And he did go peacefully. My prayer to God for years was, because Tom's been sick for a long time, I don't want him gasping for air, and he wasn't gasping for air. And he was really comfortable with it. He talked to everybody he needed to talk to, had no fear or anything like that. So that's huge. And thank you to Seasons Hospice. You always do a great job. You were right there for me. And Mark from Internal Cremations. Thank you. Mark calls me like 2 days later. We have a conversation. And I think the next day, what did he say to me? I have no idea. No. So I sent him an
You
email.
probably made very important decisions and didn't even know it.
Well, they were already made, but I was like, could you like? So he said, no problem. So he takes care of everything. So I'm really blessed to be surrounded by a community of people that want to make a difference and do make a difference.
Yep.
And I'm so grateful for you, Frank, and everything that you do. So I'd like to let our listeners know exactly what you do, because people, caregivers, think about sometime I might have to move my loved one into a community, or I might myself decide I want to move into a community, whether it's assisted living or independent or whatever. Mm-hmm. And where do you start?
Well, the best thing to do is just to plan ahead a little bit. And as we always worry, unexpected things can always happen. So why not make plans when you're able to make all the plans you want to make? Senior Home Transitions is my company. My wife and I run it, and we help people on a one-to-one basis. We help them figure out what kind of service they need. And there's so many different kinds of service, so many different levels.
There's so many choices.
And yes, and there's independent living, as you said, which is living in a community with seniors primarily, obviously. And they're going to give you at least 2 meals a day, housekeeping, laundry, transportation, and a lot of activities.
Yep. Socialization.
Well, and that's the thing that people slowly slip into, thinking they don't need so much anymore.
Right.
And they need to be reminded. And I can't tell you how many of my clients, and I've placed hundreds by now, have said to me, I should have done this before.
Right.
I should have done this before.
Right.
So, they found new friends. They find an old friend from grade school in the same place, or someone that was in the service with them.
Or the same town or whatever.
Or their parents, both owned grocery stores, and they used to work in a grocery store as a kid. I mean,
but you can't have that conversation if you're sitting at home all by yourself suffering.
That's it. But some people get into it, just slowly evolves into that. I'm doing less and less and less. They don't even realize how little they're doing and how little socialization. So trying to figure out where you want to go, or I should say, what kind of level of care you want. And we talked about independent. Then there's assisted living, which is the same, 3 meals a day, but it's housekeeping, laundry, transportation, all your doctor's visits, lots of activities, lots of socialization. But there they have a wellness staff, and you push a button and you wake up in the morning and you don't feel good. You push a button and they come up and they take your vital signs and make sure you're okay. Right. And they say, your numbers look pretty good, but you know what? Stay in bed. We'll have breakfast sent up to you, and we'll check on you every 2 hours. And then make sure you're okay. And let's face it, when we're not feeling well, we're laying in bed, we're not very realistic.
No.
What we say is, it'll go
I'm
away.
fine.
It'll go away. I'm fine.
Yeah.
And it doesn't. It's all the
It's
time.
good to have somebody check on you.
Right. And then in the assisted living, now in the assisted living, you're still very independent. You can come and go as you please. You can, goodness, you can say, my sister's picking me up on Friday afternoon and we'll be back on Tuesday. We're going to Disney World.
Right.
And why not?
Right. You still have your freedom.
Yes.
Many people think once they go into a community, they're going to lose their freedom.
Right. And there's so many nice places out there
my goodness.
that do so many fun things. Everything from exercise classes, art classes, craft classes, but then they go off the property and they go to Ruth Eckerd Hall. They go to the Rays games. Go Rays.
People come in and entertain them.
Yes, they all have at least once or twice a week, at least, live entertainment.
That's what keeps you alive.
Yeah.
Well, especially you're an entertainer.
Yeah.
That's what keeps you alive.
Yeah, it is. It's good to hear live music, and it's sad that has been taken away from us so much lately. But we're working on that. I'll talk to you about that later, about November 13th.
Okay. Well, when this whole pandemic first started, there was this little underground group called Recliner Radio. And they were all DJs that lived in different communities all over the United States. And they started this little show, Recliner Radio.
Oh.
So there would be a different person on every week doing what they did before and playing oldies music. It was fabulous.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, we Americans in particular, we're very innovative. We're coming up with new ideas and things, and we're good for that. We're very good for that. So then there's different kinds of assisted livings. There's regular assisted living, which is the way I described it. There's memory care, which is not just for somebody that has dementia or some kind of memory loss. Many of the people over 80 years old have some kind of memory loss. That's okay. Goodness. How many times do you walk into the kitchen, open up the refrigerator door, and I can't remember what I came
especially these days, I'm in that fog. Yeah.
Yes. So that's okay. It's when the person becomes delusional, and I always use this example. The person says, I got to go down to the corner because my dad's going to pick me up after school today. And there they are, 89 years old, and they're thinking their dad's going to pick them up.
Right.
That's when they've lost touch with reality. That's what a memory care is for. And then, of course, there's nursing homes. Now, a nursing home is getting closer to a hospital type setting, but they work very hard to minimize that as much as possible. And by the way, I'm in the business for over 40 years. I'm a licensed nursing home
administrator. But you've seen it from all ends.
Yep. I've seen all the levels. I've managed those places all over. Been a licensed administrator since 1978. And it's something I've been doing since I was 21 years old. I can't see me doing anything else. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
We try to hold everybody's hand as they go through this. And what we do,
and that's what you need. Somebody just hold your hand.
Well, that's what it is. And the best thing, I think, for them is I don't cost them one penny.
Right.
Free.
Right.
My services, you can pick my brain all day long.
And people don't realize that.
And because the place where you might get placed is going to pay me a fee once you move in.
Right.
And I've worked with people, a couple of weeks. I've worked with people a couple of months. I've worked with people a couple of years. And that's okay. That's okay because it's something that we don't want to push you into.
Yeah, I'd rather have that person a year ahead of time. So then they feel comfortable and I feel comfortable, you know, and their family feels comfortable.
It's nice to get a phone call and they say, remember remember me? We talked about it. You're going, oh yeah, I remember you. I usually do remember them all. And they say, well, I still like that place that you took me to, the one called something Palms or something Oaks or something Coral, or they're all this. It's just the names are crazy. Anyway, but can you show me a couple more? Sure, we'll go look at a couple more. But now they really know what they're looking for. Right. Most of the time, people are just don't even know where to start. No,
because you go to a community where there's thousands of people. You go to a community where there's 10 people.
Yeah.
Or 40 or whatever.
Well, actually, in the county of Pinellas. And we work in Pinellas and Pascoe. My name is Pascoe, but I live in Pinellas, but I work in Pascoe and Pinellas. And we also do Hillsborough. In the county of just Pinellas County, there's something over 160 assisted living communities.
Yeah.
And some of them have 6 residents, like you just said. And some of them have 12. and some of them have 25, and some have 45 and 95 and 245.
And that's why you have to know what's going on.
I think the biggest one's about 450.
Yeah.
So, and what kind of place do you like? The 450 sounds scary, or even the 250 sounds scary. That's too big. That's too big. But if you have a lot of hobbies you like to do,
right?
If you like to do woodwork,
or you're a very social person.
If you want to do painting, if you want to go to all the events and be driven there, that's the place to go to.
Yeah.
If you want to just sit and watch TV,
then you go to a different place.
You go to one that has 6 or 12 or 25.
Right.
But even there, it's still activity. They're going to try to get you to go do something. And just going to breakfast, lunch, and dinner is an activity.
Yes.
It's socialization.
And seeing other people.
Good morning. How are you? Good.
Yeah.
And you want to have a smile on your face, and you cause other people to smile. And that's
you wake up knowing there's somebody there for you.
Yes.
Because a lot of people at home, they wake up, nobody's there for them.
Nope.
Nobody might not even call them for a while, or and that's not a good thing.
It's good to have a little bit of a routine too.
Yes.
And
routine's very important.
Breakfast
I think,
is from 7 to 9, or different places, different times.
Whatever.
But breakfast is this time, lunch is that time, supper is another time.
And then there's some places they're open 24 hours. Their kitchen or whatever.
Actually, they have.
That's where I'm going, because if I want to eat at 3 o'clock in the morning,
she's not getting up too early in the morning.
No, I'm up early, but.
But some of them do have the kitchen and the dining room open 24 hours a day, or at least 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
And so it's nice. It's just good to have a bit of a routine, and then when you move in these places, they all give you a button to push or cord to pull or something.
Yeah.
I tell people, even if your light bulb is out, push the button.
Yeah.
Don't dare reach up and try to fix it.
Climb up on something.
They would rather come in and change the light bulb.
Right, in a minute.
Than have you worry about it.
Right.
So you can
and
call
it's nice
for
to know
anything.
you could have that, because that's another thing. If you were home by alone and something happens and somebody's trying to climb up and do something and they fall and they get hurt, and we know what happens after the fall.
Well, that's another thing. When you're at home, you just start to put things off. I mean, I have a list of home. Mary's listening now, and she's saying, yes, you have 5 things you have to do this afternoon. I have a list of things that I have to get done. And there's always a couple that never seem to get to them until later. But that's okay. But at a place like this, you push the button and you fix this, or they fix that, or they fix the light bulb, or they fix you. You're not feeling good. You're feeling dizzy. I'm afraid to stand up on my own. I need a shower, but I really don't feel comfortable standing up today. Okay. We'll have somebody up here in a few minutes, and we'll take good care of you.
Right. That's so important.
So it's nice to have that. We also are very one-on-one, and we take them in our vehicles and take them right to the place. What we do is we sit down, we figure out which place you want to go to, where the places that you need, and then we whittle it down to 2 or 3 or 4, and then we go take a look at them.
Yeah.
And we drive
like I said to you before the show, at one time, A Place for Mom wanted to be a sponsor on the show and stuff, but I don't really care for their services. I think you sign up for A Place with Mom online, and then you get all this information in the mail from all these places and all these emails. You can't even think straight.
Yeah, lots of
Which one do I even look at?
Yeah.
So I love what you do. You take them, you find out what they want, and you take them by the hand.
Hold them by the hand. Yes,
and
exactly.
that's because this is an important decision. This is not a decision you want to make over the internet.
Now we're using cleaner before we hold their hand, but we hold their hand anyway.
Yes, it is very important. So, all right, there's just one more thing I want to say, and then I want to talk about Silver Santas when we come back from our commercial. But I want to send out some love this week to my friend Michelle Loack. Her dad also got his wings this week, and I loved him very much. He's a fabulous man. But I know Michelle's going through the same thing as I'm going through, and it's really tough. But we're very blessed that we have so many people surrounding us. And I also want to send love to my friend Jen Moyer, because her dad had his leg amputated today. So, and she's another very good friend of mine. That's a very, very difficult thing. So for all you listeners out there that know these girls, or even the ones that don't, just please send up some prayer. Because we all need it. I figure this is like 1, 2, 3 in a row. We're done. But please do that. And right now we're going to hear from our fabulous partners, because you know the story. If you don't hear from them, you don't hear from me. So don't go away. We'll be right back on Connecting Caregivers Radio.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Are you looking for compassionate and dependable home care for you or a loved one? Assisting Hands Home Care, serving Pinellas and Pascoe counties, can help.
The day came that taking care of my mother was no longer the best thing for me or for her. Between kids and a job, I couldn't give her the attention she needed and deserved, and I was overwhelmed. So I reached out to Assisting Hands Home Care. Now I can see what an important decision that was, and I feel confident that my mother has compassionate and dependable caregivers who help her to stay happy, healthy, and home. Today, I'm able to visit with my mother and enjoy our time together, which is exactly what we both needed.
Assisting Hands Home Care. Call today for your free in-home consultation. In Pinellas, call 727-748-4211 or visit assistinghands.com. When you can't do it all, give Assisting Hands a call. Arden Courts is an assisted living facility designed to care for those that are struggling with dementia or Alzheimer's, where families and residents can feel the freedom with a nurse on site 24/7. Arden Courts provides specialized memory care in a safe and nurturing environment. They recognize every individual's physical, mental, and social needs and provide a secure environment that fosters independence for as long as possible. Walking paths, visual cues, and home-like amenities invoke a sense of freedom and independence. At Arden Courts, their goal is to make your loved one as comfortable, independent, and healthy as possible. They offer 10 hours a day of activities and programming with a unique setting of a home-like environment and 4 theme houses. It warms my heart to see how happy the residents are. Please call or stop in to talk with a representative. Arden Courts of Seminole at 727-517-7800, Largo 727-559-8411, or Palm Harbor 727-771-1600. Give them a call.
Is the fear of falling keeping you from doing the things you love? Do you suffer from diabetic neuropathy or plantar fasciitis? VoxLife can help. Whether you're caring for someone you love or being cared for, VoxLife wearable neurotech helps your body reach its full potential. Proven to reduce symptoms of diabetic neuropathy and plantar fasciitis, VoxLife also reduces the risk of falling in adults over the age of 55 by 8 times. VoxLife is a safe, simple, drug-free solution that optimizes your neurology. The biggest breakthrough in wellness in 50 years. VoxLife offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can't afford not to try it. To learn more about VoxLife, go to www.voxlife.com/caregivers. That's www.voxlife.com/caregivers. They help my parents and they can help yours too.
I see trees of green,
Red roses too.
I see them blue
For me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Okay, caregivers, now it's time for the caregiver affirmation. Take a minute, take a deep breath, sit down, close your eyes if possible, and just listen to these words. I know on my journey there is help and hope. I affirm that I am a good caregiver, that I try my best each day, and I recognize that I deserve to have my own needs met just as much as those for whom I care. I promise I will not allow myself to be consumed by my caregiving role, and I will set aside time in my busy schedule just for me. I am mindful of the other caregivers in my life, and I will let them know that I appreciate their efforts. I am grateful for the people that walk beside me. I will take good care of my own health physically and spiritually, drink enough water, eat quality foods, allow for time to rest and to exercise, laugh often, if only at myself, and seek medical attention for my own health concerns. I am who I am, and I allow others to be who they are. Today I will add one item to my Assisting Angels list. Then if someone calls to say, let me know if there's something I can do, I will be ready to accept their offer and provide them with the opportunity to assist me. It is an honor to be of service of others, and I will not deny my friends and family this honor. Okay, think about it, caregivers.
So I'm walking the walk.
I got to read that caregiver affirmation to myself. I got to take care of myself and let other people help me. So you can't be more transparent than that. You know what's going on. So Frank, there's something else going on these days, and it's called Silver Santa.
It's that time of year.
Let's talk about that.
Matter of fact, you see me in my full costume. I'm only bringing
you
this.
got your hat.
I'm only bringing this in today.
Okay. There you go.
But Silver Santas is a project that the Better Living for Seniors Association has had for I think this might be our 11th year. And we have grown it over the years.
Unbelievably.
Big numbers. When I got started, I think we were somewhere around a 300 number. And last year we hit 1,200 bags. Each bag is worth about $25 to $45. And unfortunately, because of the COVID virus, we had to cut back, mostly because a lot of the places where we would organize or what we call sort the bags, sorting sites, we lost them because many of those were assisted living communities.
Right.
So our goal is still going to be 600 bags, though.
Okay.
So 600 seniors.
We can do that.
Is going to be a 600 seniors are going to be happy this year. Let's put it that way. What it is Silver Santas. As I said, as part of the BLS organization, you can either go to blspinellas.org or go to silversantas.org. And there's the logo, if you can see
and
that.
all this information will be on my website and my YouTube and everything. But explain to them what it is, Silver Santas.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think people realize really what it is.
What we do is we concentrate on the seniors who live in assisted living communities and HUD housing, and some seniors who are living at home in isolation, but maybe they're a home health care company or a guardian is keeping an eye on them. And these folks are eligible for Medicaid insurance, and we get a list from the assisted living community.
What they're looking for.
We get a list from each person. It'll be John C.
And what is it? It's a flannel shirt. It's shampoo.
It's a pair of jeans,
it's
size
a journal.
32, 34.
Right,
Yeah.
or it's socks. We don't realize that these people will not get this stuff. They don't have families, a lot of them.
We want DVDs of John Wayne movies. We want nail polish.
Yeah.
And so we have these tickets, these tags, we call them. You can get a tag in a couple of different locations. I'm going to tell you about that in a second. You can get these tags in this all starts November 1st.
Okay.
So we're a little bit ahead of the game. So sometime next Sunday or Monday, you'll start to see these trees around. Primarily, the public locations for these are going to be the Largo Library and the Largo Senior Center.
Okay.
And you can go there and you can grab a tag. Now you can pick up a tag at these what we call tree sites.
Right.
There's a number of businesses in town that have them also.
Okay.
And you get the list and you have the person's name, the person's age, you know a little bit about them, and then you can buy them what they're looking for. And a lot of people buy additional stuff. And if it says they like baseball, then they go crazy with baseball memorabilia and things like that. So you can go to the tree sites to pick up a tag. You can go to the website, and that'll be listed on the YouTube and all the other locations that this is shown on. But you can go to Silver Santas. Santas is spelled is plural, as in more than one. silversantas.org. And you can go there after November 1st. You can click on a tag. You can see tags. You can see somebody's name.
And you can actually order from Amazon or something, right?
Well, that's first you can print up the tag, yes, and then you take the tag and you can go to the store. But then you can also go, if you go to the Silver Santas website, there's a link there to go order on things right from Amazon. It can't be any easier than that. Lastly, and just as important as all that, you can also just donate money to Silver Santas.
Yeah, because there's always a little lapse here or there, or something extra you need.
Sometimes people only buy one or two things on the list, and they have 6 or 7. So we go out and we buy those things. But the people get these gifts. We want them unwrapped, so we can know they're safe and everything else.
We have to do that.
No food. Cookies can be mailed to my house, but other than that, no food items. But pick up a tag, order a tag online, go to Amazon and order things through there, or just send us donations. We appreciate all of that. And
Thanks.
we look to be back as strong as ever next year.
That's right.
And we're going to be back for probably 1,500 bags.
You know
next
what?
year.
I think we're doing a pretty good job this year.
600,
under the
all things
circumstances.
considered, 600 is a lot.
Yeah.
600 is a lot of people to be made
That's
happy.
wonderful.
So, yep.
And I think we have on the line our friend Dr. Cate McCarty.
Yes. Hi, Linda. Hi, Frank. How are you?
Cate, how are you? I haven't seen you for so long.
A month of Sundays, right?
At least.
It's good to hear your
yes, I'm so
voice.
excited that Silver Santa is still is got a great goal. That's wonderful.
Isn't that? And they can do it online and everything. That's fabulous.
Y'all
It
need a
gets
breath of
bigger
like,
every year. 11 years. We're happy about that.
Sanity, some continuance, and particularly our seniors. They really
Yeah, because
It's hard.
many times during the holidays, they think of kids, Toys for Tots. And, I
Yeah.
used to work with help with Toys for Tots. And some Christmas Eves, there was so many toys. We had too many toys.
that's terrible.
So I think we need to look at our focus and how we can just kind of smooth out the field.
And it helps us all to have a purposeful activity. I mean, Mike and I just packed our 3 AARP senior meal kits that get sent to the Capital Food Bank. We're way up here in Maryland still. But it was a good project for us, and it was so easily done.
Yeah.
So, finding a purpose when you're really frustrated, overwhelmed, or depressed and anxious.
Yes.
That's a big task, but
Yeah.
these are all opportunities, to give back, and you inevitably feel better.
Yeah. So,
Just a
Cate,
little bit.
I want you to talk about your memory cafes and your support groups, because me personally, I've pulled back a little bit from my support groups because I need to take care of the caregiver.
Oh, of course you do. Oh, yeah.
but
I'm sending you a big hug.
Thank you.
I mean, that's tough. I just had another fellow who was always on the periphery of cafes. I think he showed up at 1 back live, and he just told me his wife passed over this morning. And, we just carry that. We know how hard it is. And
yeah, but
and we have to be an example. That's kind of why I'm still here in Maryland. I'm trying to take care of the household.
right.
And there are 2 of them now, but
Right. You're trying to make the best of it.
Yeah, you do. And we've been really fortunate. We started, early. I think we started in March, and even still learning the nuances of Zoom. But
yes.
every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you can join a support group. We have ebb and flow, so I hope we're not a clique. But we have steady people that come every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I try to have a topic to keep some focus, and then there's a send out afterwards. But to be honest, we often have to go where people need us to go.
Right.
I think one day it was urinary tract infections, and
That's
the
just
other
what it
day
is.
was
Yeah.
it is what it is. So that's a possibility. We all have preferences, so there are a lot of choices out there right now.
Yes.
But it's important to know that they're free, thanks to the generosity of our sponsors.
Yes.
Assisting Hands, we have so many different sponsors for different things. And it's a good, easy access point. We can help coach you. My assistant, Vanessa, can help you get on if that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
And we originally started with our memory cafes at 2. Didn't get a lot of buy-in. So I think long about May or June, we moved them to 11:10. So it gives me 10 minutes to go to the restroom, basically. I did a mad dash. And so we've been doing those every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So the other day I asked somebody, I said, so what's your routine look like? And he said, well, honestly, you take over a good portion of the week.
But that's fabulous.
It's an honor.
And I feel so blessed that I can say to people, oh, well, you can contact Dr. Cate and see what she's doing. Or you can contact Debbie Savage up in Citrus. She does,
there's so many options. There's so
one
many
every Wednesday
different-
night.
Yeah.
Sometimes I co-facilitate. That's
wonderful.
Wonderful. Because
Yeah,
people
and
that couldn't
gives
get
the
out of the
folks that are
house.
working. Yeah. I mean, you can't always. And actually, I'm finding, and this may be, I'm very glass half full kind of gal. I'm finding I get to know people better. Now, keeping in mind that I'm sometimes seeing them 3 times a week, so that makes some sense.
Yeah.
But, you're in their homes. There's not that hustle bustle of getting your loved one somewhere.
Yeah.
There's not the background noise of the restaurant or the places we were meeting. So it's a challenge because sometimes you have different stage folks and you're trying to keep them all. I watch the screen, and when the care partner starts sitting back, I know that I need to step it up for that person because I've lost them.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's harder than being a comedian, Linda.
Yeah. It's different for sure.
It's very different. But so we've been doing that, and a Fusion Healthcare and Touching Hearts at Home have been our steady sponsors for the support group, and that's been wonderful.
Yeah.
And then we have Arden Courts, who's been really, sponsoring so much, but very much the memory cafes. In Tampa Bay, we're at year 4.5.
Yeah,
and
that's
we did
fabulous.
Our senior class did get their wings, most of them, and we have freshmen now.
Oh, do you?
Right? We've got a new freshman class, so it does a heart good. There's nothing worse than watching it decline on so many levels.
Yeah.
But
But I just want the
there's always someone
caregivers
else
out
to
there to
help.
hear that there is support, there is
Yes.
help from you.
And the
from
cafes
me.
are fun. They're
Yeah.
not threatening. I mean, we're doing Oktoberfest on Monday, and then Wednesday we're doing Pictionary, which, believe it or not, is very successful no matter what your stage, drawing
Cool.
a picture and holding it to the camera.
Cool.
And then on Friday we're doing, all things trick or treat.
Yeah.
We're literally going to do like truth or dare, only it's going to be trick or treat.
Everybody likes that.
Yeah. And, we keep it light, we keep it going, and it's just nice. I mean, I have to say, Mike and I benefit from it as much as anybody that joins us.
I
don't know
can't
what
tell
I'd
you
do
how
without
much
it.
I benefited from my own support groups this week.
Because
I have a relationship with them. They've known me for a long time, and it was wonderful. It was truly wonderful.
If you want to really get your feet wet, we do have a Harvesting Memories seminar. It's a workshop.
Okay.
We did it last year. It was very successful. And this year we're taking it virtual. So we've sent out the kits, but you can still get on board. I have the email list for supplies.
So how do people get on board?
Any of these things can be gotten through CateMcCarty.com. We found that was the easiest way to go right to a calendar.
Yeah, I get it.
And click on the link.
Yeah.
And it's Cate with a C and McCarty. And then it's, you go to the calendar page and you can look.
Perfect.
November 5th is when our harvesting thing's coming up, and it's 10 to 12. And it's just a good time. We're going to do some improv, which is really helpful when you're trying to communicate.
Yeah.
And we're going to do we've got some card making for Purposeful. Maybe we'll have to send those over to the Silver Santas.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
wonderful.
Just kind of an online do it with us seasonal project. And that's sponsored with Assisting Hands and Arden Courts, and then Allegra from, I don't know if you've found this, but we've opened the world up. I have people joining me from Italy sometimes.
I know, isn't that kind of cool?
I know. So we have a Northern Virginia sponsor, Mobility City. And Allegra, I met, she's Northern Virginia, and her company basically does safety check calls and social calls. Yeah. So
send me her info. Maybe we need to have her as a guest on the show.
Oh, that'd be great. She'd love it. Yeah, she's young, so she knows TikTok and all those things that are just totally baffling to me.
Yeah, I got it.
The intergenerational infusion with geographic infusion. That's what we've got. It's a new fusion situation we're dealing with.
Oh, everything's new we're dealing with. So give our listeners your website one more time.
Cate McCarty, that's CateMcCarty.com.
Thanks for being with us today. I appreciate
Thank you so much for having me. And I appreciate both of you. You do so much for our community. Couldn't do it without you guys.
It's just a mutual admiration society.
I know.
We love you, Cate. Don't you worry.
All right, honey. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So it's true, about getting into a support group and stuff. I got an email the other day and a woman said, "Dear Linda, I love your show and Tuesday tips. I'm sorry for your loss, but appreciate how candid you are. Thanks for being vulnerable and open. Grateful, Linda James. And that really touched my heart. That was really nice because that's what this is about. I try to be candid. I try to be transparent because I think that my caregivers get it then because I know what you're going through. And then I had another caregiver that sent me a message through Facebook and she said, I need some help with something, but I know you're going through stuff and I don't want to bother you. It's never a bother to me because I know if I have too much on my plate right now, I can pass you on to somebody that I know will take care of you. I am not the be all and end all, believe me. So please don't anybody hold back with any of that. If you need any help or you have a question or you want a resource, please just contact me. So let's talk just a little bit more about the Silver Santas.
Sure.
I think it's so important that people realize that these people are asking for things that they need.
Yeah, actually, a lot of the things are toiletries, snacks, pull-ups, even.
Yeah.
I mean, we're already gathering our inventories of this stuff, and you should see the stack of underpad pull-up kind of pants that we have already. So yeah, some of the places, some of these places, like in the HUD communities, they've got to pay for that all themselves. And not only are they a little bit short on money, they might have a difficult time getting there.
Right.
So
and with COVID,
this
and
is really necessary. Yeah. That these gifts, these things aren't just foo-foo gifts. They're things that they really, really do.
Yeah.
need.
So please, when you're out shopping and we're all doing all this online shopping now and everything, just order some stuff. Just go to the website and see what somebody wants. Many times they want a pair of jogging pants and some socks and some cologne or whatever. And you don't have to spend a lot of money. They're not looking for really, it doesn't have to be like Eddie Bauer. It's, they just want something nice and soft and warm. So think about that. Well, we have to hear from the rest of our sponsors because you know that deal. So don't go away. We'll be right back on Connecting Caregivers Radio.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Choosing the right chiropractor is an important choice to make. Located in Seminole, the Alexander Spine Center team is trained on the latest chiropractic treatments and technologies. At Alexander Spine Center, you'll find chiropractic and physical therapy care that is safe, effective, and a natural approach to pain and other health-related issues. Chiropractic unlocks your body's potential and natural healing process to ensure your life is a healthy life. We treat clients from the womb to the tomb. Call 727-397-3000 for a free consultation today or visit our website at www.alexanderspinecenter.com.
They take good care of me twice a week. And did you know they got the Reader's Choice Award for 2019 for the best chiropractic in Pinellas County? So check them out. Arden Courts is an assisted living facility designed to care for those that are struggling with dementia or Alzheimer's, where families and residents can feel the freedom with a nurse on site 24/7. Arden Courts provides specialized memory care in a safe and nurturing environment. They recognize every individual's physical, mental, and social needs and provide a secure environment that fosters independence for as long as possible. Walking paths, visual cues, and home-like amenities invoke a sense of freedom and independence. At Arden Courts, their goal is to make your loved one as comfortable, independent, and healthy as possible. They offer 10 hours a day of activities and programming with a unique setting of a home-like environment and 4 theme houses. It warms my heart to see how happy the residents are. Please call or stop in to talk with a representative. Arden Courts of Seminole at 727-517-7800, Largo 727-559-8411, or Palm Harbor 727-771-1600. Give them a call.
Guaranteed to make you laugh through your tears, Linda Burhan's book, Good Night and God Bless, is filled with humor and heartfelt inspiration to aid anyone facing the challenge of caring for a loved one at the end of life. Her story offers hope for human strength and understanding of weaknesses during a difficult time. Life doesn't normally prepare us to become a loved one's caregiver. When it happens, it's usually sudden. A diagnosis of an illness, age-related frailty, dementia, and life's sudden suddenly is anything but normal. And because we don't even know what we don't know, where do we turn to for help or guidance? In Connecting Caregivers, Answers to the Questions You Didn't Know You Needed to Ask, Linda offers information, education, and inspiration from her own experience and from experts whose advice, practical tools, and personal stories will empower and guide you. Make sure to add these inspiring books to your collection today. Available on Amazon.com.
Don't turn it off now. You need this stuff. Tampa Bay's Tan Talk Radio Network.
And we're off. You know what that means? Get your pen and paper because I got some good stuff to tell you. So Arden Courts is sponsoring a free dementia education webinar, and it's called Responding to Repetition Again and Again. And I think many caregivers need to hear that because they hear repetition again and again. So it's Thursday, October 29th at 2 p.m. If you're interested, just send me a message through the website, and I'll send you the link to sign up for that. Also, I got a message from a friend of mine, Krista Jensen, and there are a lot of people that are food deprived right now that we don't even realize right here in Pinellas County. So they're having, it's the first annual Feast Food Pantry, and their mission is to compassionately provide food and personal care items for families in need in North Pinellas County. So the drive is from November 1st to 7th. And if you have canned goods or whatever it is, they'll come to your house and pick it up. So you don't have to drop it off anywhere. You don't have to have any, contact if you don't need. So if you're interested, you can contact Krista Jensen at 813-477-0468. So let's just help our neighbors and our friends, because nobody, especially in the United States of America, should be going hungry. And then once again, because, oh my goodness, the Field of Honor with Seminole Kiwanis will be up on November 1st. This year we have, I believe, 445 flags honoring veterans. I know a whole bunch of the team was out there this morning pulling up sleeves out of the ground. This is a big project. Every flag has to be measured 5 foot from 5 foot. And so if anybody would like to help, next Sunday, November 1st, we'll be putting the flags in. And the more people we get, the quicker it goes. And that would be absolutely fabulous. And if you haven't sponsored a flag yet, I think you got like maybe 24 hours to do it if you want. So all the information is on my website. So do that. It's fabulous. So Frank, what's the last thing you think the caregivers need to hear today? And let's talk just a little bit more about how they can hook up with the Silver Santas, because people don't always listen at the first time.
Yeah. And it's such a worthwhile cause. And these people are really in need.
And grateful.
And they really are. Oh, we have photos. Someday when you're doing a TV show, we'll have you a video of all their photos. We have the faces when they receive these big, beautiful, bright red bags, and that we don't deliver them, but what we try to do is we try to go to the communities that take 40, 50 bags and say, let us know when you give them up, and we go there and we take a few photos. And the faces when they receive these, which is exactly what they wanted,
right?
And what they needed.
Right.
It's so heartwarming. It's so satisfying to see, they're so happy about these things. And some of these people, we always say Medicaid qualified. We also say have a little or no family interaction.
Right.
And there's a lot of people like that. And, because it's Florida and the family's up somewhere else, or they moved away, or they never came to Florida in the first place. And
or some just don't have family.
We have so many people that are sometimes I call them orphans. They just have nobody around at all. And so we try to, brighten their holiday season with this nice.
I'll tell you, that's why I'm so grateful for Joel Quattlebaum.
Oh, yeah.
Officer Joel Quattlebaum, he finds seniors that need help and lets them know that they're not alone, and hooks them up with people like us that can actually help them.
He gives us names too, I believe.
He's a special man.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a very special man. I'm very grateful for him, because it's hard. Some seniors are very ornery. And they don't want anybody. They could have holes in their floors and no food in the refrigerator, but they're a little ornery.
Well, that's when pride gets in the way, and it's just, they're just too proud, and they know they need this kind of help or something, and they just don't want to ask for it.
But he's just so loving and caring. I know there's
He
people
can break
where
through that barrier.
he's gone back like 3 or 4 times. They'd be like,
Yeah.
nah, I don't want you
That's
in
what
here.
it takes.
Nah, I don't want your help. So just every couple of weeks, he just stops by. And before you know it, they're like, yeah, maybe I do need
Yeah.
Meals on Wheels.
Yeah.
Or maybe,
Or-
I do need to get a first alert button.
Or he says sometimes, okay, let me talk to your friend Frank Pascoe, and
Yeah.
and senior home
See where
transition
we
goes
can
and it
bring
helps. Yep.
And maybe sometimes, too, I think there's some people that they may have some feeling, but they're embarrassed to call them or whatever. And if
Then there's that
if
too.
he can hook up with them, lots of times good solutions can happen. A family member say, you know what? We'll chip in to find a place for uncle or dad or whatever to go to where he never would have done that on his own.
Right. Yeah, the pride gets in the way sometime, and
So think about this. If you have neighbors, if you know your neighbors like struggling, they're not coming out a lot, we can find some resources to help them. And sometimes just helping them is when you go to the supermarket and they have BOGO, just get one for you and just get one for your neighbor and just put it by the doorway. I've had caregivers tell me that has happened, and they're like overwhelmed with tears because they're afraid to go out. They're taking care of someone who's elderly, and they may have their own issues. You have a 70-year-old taking care of a 90-year-old sometimes. But know that there's help there and there's hope, and we're here to help you. We will find solutions if you need anything. So you can just go to lindaburhans.com. You can also go to the caregiver contest and nominate a caregiver, because every caregiver deserves a nomination, and every caregiver actually gets something just for being nominated. So, Frank, give me that website one more time.
the website is Silver Santas. Santas is plural. silversantas.org, and there you can pick. You can order a tag, and you can print it out and go buy the stuff, and it'll tell you where to drop it off. You can click on the Amazon and just buy the stuff, and it'll get shipped right to you. You don't have to worry about it. It goes right to the place. Or go to the Largo Library or Largo Senior Center, and you'll see a tree in there with tags on it. Grab up those tags.
Perfect.
And don't be ashamed. Get 2, get 3, get 4.
Exactly. They're not asking for a lot.
No.
They're not asking for a lot. I mean, you can get a couple of bags would cover when you go out to dinner with your friend.
Easily. Yes, exactly.
Very easily. So thanks so much for being on the show.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
I so appreciate you. And I appreciate all you guys. I know it's not always so easy just to take an hour to listen to the show, but you can hear it on the podcast or the replays, and you can hear my Tuesday tips. Remember, God loves you all the time. I love you, my guardian angel, Tom, and have a delicious day.
If the sky above you